right?
Well, I mean, honestly, I didn't know if it was any good when I finished it.
Okay.
Tor obviously wrote it off as dead on arrival.
Did they?
Yeah, no,
That's actually a good sign. That's how you
I
know.
think one of the major book
Yeah.
distributors that existed back then basically didn't pre-order any copies.
Right.
So Tor had decided to go for a print run of like 5 copies or something.
Wow.
And they really cheaped out on the cover art because there'd been some problems with them before. They decided that I got them to promise that they would give me input on cover art. So they gave me a choice of 3 potential covers, and I picked one. And then they went with a completely different one that I had not seen. And it's basically a flying corkscrew flying over in orbit over a ball of pubic hair in space. The color, I mean, I just thought it was atrocious. For what it's worth, I think the new Classics Illustrated reissue has even worse cover art.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no, it was. They obviously they had to publish it because they were contractually obligated to, but they obviously didn't have any expectations for it at all.
Right.
I didn't have any expectations for it at all. That's why I ended up giving it away
Okay.
because it started to get buzz.
Right.
And nobody could buy it
Right.
because the print run had been so damn small.
Wow.
There were some genre specialty stores on the West Coast where it was like their number 1 bestseller for like 3 weeks running based on 0 actual physical sales because they didn't have any in stock. It was entirely back ordered, and it was still their number 1 bestseller. I mean,
Wow.
not a New York Times bestseller, just, the local
Yeah.
sci-fi store bestseller. And Tor kept, for some reason, to this day, it mystifies me, just really resisted going for a second printing.
Why?
I don't know. The first time it was like, well, yeah, it's selling really well, and well, at first it was tanking, but then the buzz started, and it started selling really well, and it was like, yeah, we'll wait till we sell out the current printing before we print another one, and then they sold out the current printing, and then yeah, we sold out the current printing, but we haven't shipped all that stock out yet. So we'll wait till the warehouses are empty before and then the warehouses were empty. Yeah, I think we'll wait till a little more demand has built up.
Right.
And it was like, you fuckers. This thing on the basis of demand became, a local genre bestseller based totally on back orders. What do you need for demand? And that was the point at which I decided, okay, I'm fucked. There are now
Wait,
two.
I mean, the capitalists. I mean, why would you not want to get profit? Well, I don't get it.
Okay, they're capitalists, but they're also herring.
Okay.
There are selectors. I think what they do is they lay 1 million eggs,
Yeah.
and they basically leave it to random chance to see which 2 or 3 of those make it to adulthood. So you're an editor, and you have to put up with an asshole like me,
Right.
who's constantly saying, dude, you didn't pay this person for their author photo. You didn't even credit them for the author photo. At least give them a couple of $100 out of petty cash. You're stuck with this person who,
So you pissed him off, basically.
who, to do me credit, did try to, at one point I caught them putting a negative review, a negative blurb for a different book on one of my novels. It was presumably in layout. But I had some issues with these guys. When Starfish sold well, they owed me royalties in the first period. It basically came down to a legalistic definition of whether 6 months means less than 6 months or equal to 6 months, right?
What?
And they had to admit to me that, yes, according to the contract, they weren't arguing that the contract said they owed me royalties, but that just wasn't their policy, and I could talk to their lawyers if I wanted. Right? So I would try and deal with these things. Hell, a bunch of copies of Starfish got published in the first edition. I don't even have a first edition of my own copy of it. They never sent me first editions of my own first novel. A number of books got published with 40 pages missing from the middle of them.
Wow.
And I would try and deal with these things politely and reasonably and behind the scenes and professionally, right? And I would just basically be told to get stuffed. So then I would complain about it on my blog, and of course that makes me a difficult author.
Okay.
So when you're
so you got,
when
like,
you're
siloed.
when you're an editor who has, you know, who on the one hand has to deal with, you know, me, but on the other hand, I'm a herring egg.
Right.
Losing money on 98% of the books is kind of built into their business model. So even in terms of capitalism, it wasn't a big sacrifice for this guy to make in order to avoid me hassling him. So I think that's what happened. And at that point, it was like, okay, either the book's going to tank, my career as writer's over, and nobody can read the book, or the book's going to tank commercially, my career as a writer's over, but anyone can read the book because I put it up online.
Right.
And that's what I did. And they're still trying to get me to take it down. In fact, at one point they offered me, you know, increased royalties on my backlist if I would take it down, and I told them no. But they put up with it, and the next week, you know, I was breaking my contract.
Yeah. Okay.
But the next week, hardcover sales tripled, and
Wow.
the rest is kind of, it's never been out of print since.
Yeah.
It's like it's available in like 20 languages.
Yeah.